That's what we like to see on a T-28.
Low.
That was a little low. That's got to be one of the coolest things to see coming in head on, right? I love that wing design, and you've got that wing shape. It's kind of like a V a little bit, very flat V, but you see what I'm talking about? It's not just a flat wing. Really cool on the T-28. What a pretty plane. Nice low pass over the runway. The wind is picking up. Sounds good too. As you can see, today is an unexpectedly exciting day. Now, we knew that there was a new Trojan coming out, but I'll be honest with you, I thought it was just a revamped, upgraded yellow T-28 by E-Flite with like a little bit better electronics inside or something. But no, here we have the brand new release of the E-Flite T-28 Trojan that is a 1.2 meter. Check this beautiful thing out, guys. Not only is it, well, here's what everybody wanted to see on the bottom of that yellow T-28. This one does have retracts and flaps. A lot of people said I'd buy that T-28 if it had retracts and flaps. Well, here it is. So now they have the yellow one, which is super beginner friendly with very durable landing gear, and now this one, which is a little bit more advanced. You could step up to this. Those of you that built the yellow T-28 will be happy to know that the rear stabilizer, the horizontal stabilizer, is held on with 2 screws, self-tapping screws, rather than that tape. We've never had that tape fail, but some people just don't like that. And I love that 3-bladed prop. The attention to detail on this is absolutely awesome. Abby, I put it together in probably what, like literally 15 minutes?
You were fast.
Maybe 20, it was super fast. We have a locking hinge here for the canopy. It's not magnets, and then ample space in there for large batteries. I'm flying on a 3S battery at first to give our scale flyers a little bit of just a nice scale flight with that 3S battery, and then I'm going to slap a 4S battery in here after we fly for maybe 2 or 3 minutes and really wake it up and see what it's capable of doing. This is a true maiden. I'm very excited, so let's fly. With tricycle landing gear, I usually like to see how it taxis, so let's just kind of go a little bit of left, a little bit of right. It taxis pretty good. We might need to trim it up just a hair, but I've got half flaps on here and safe is on. You ready for takeoff?
Ready.
Let's go. Nice, kick those flaps off to eliminate any extra climb. We'll put those retracts up on this next pass, and we just have to be careful not to do any wingtip stalls on this 3S battery. So especially that first bank, we want to be very aware of that. And retracts, they go up pretty quick, so 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Now, this looks like a really sweet T-28. We'll do a hands-free pass on this next one, throttle up on that bank, and just try to keep it a little bit scale on this flight. Safe will get kicked off in just a minute. That's what we like to see on a T-28.
Low.
That was a little low, yeah. I'm trying to redeem myself of that asphalt spot. To those of you that are regulars to the channel, you'll know that asphalt spot loved my Viper. Let's go. Just a nice scale flying warbird. This thing, the attention to detail on this one looks great. And this 3S flight, I'm just gonna keep it fairly scale. But I think after this pass, we'll go safe off with a full throttle pass. Here we go, this is full throttle on 3S. And my telemetry did not like that. So I'm probably gonna have to turn down whatever setting that's on, because I didn't download the file. It just is set up as default. So before I put in the 4S battery, I will turn my alarm down. I'm not sure what it's on right now, but we'll definitely kick it down some. So I'm gonna climb a little bit on this bank, and then we'll turn safe off. Again, sorry about that alarm, it's just a maiden flight. Safe is off. Let's see how she likes to fly. No weird tendencies, so this is good. Let's go right into a roll. Throttling up, and there's a roll. The roll rate is very nice. We'll get it lower on another pass, roll the other way. That's pretty nice. For a T-28 on a 3S battery, that was a nice roll rate. Let's take it into a bank this way, nice and low, and we'll get a roll going past. Abby, you ready? 3, 2, 1, nose up a little. That's a really good roll rate. I'm excited to try a loop, and then I'll probably land it, adjust my telemetry on that voltage setting so I can have fun on 4S and not have to worry about that alarm going off. There we go. That was a really clean loop. Let's pull off another one out here just a little farther away. Go right up into it. Sweet. So this is flying really good for a maiden. This is great. It's a beautiful bird. I'm really liking it so far, but I'm excited to try it on 4S and see what that really makes it do. So let's go safe on.
Retracts.
Retracts, 3, 2, 1. I count it down so you guys kind of know when to expect me throwing the switch. Also, it helps Abby. We're gonna land on, let's go full flaps and really just take full advantage of them. Look at all that climb it gave me. So now I could mix in some elevator with that, but we're gonna throttle down. We have a really strong nose wind. The nose is into the wind right now. We're almost no throttle here as I kind of get it a little bit closer. Oh, we don't want to stall. Throttling up, get through that, get it closer to the camera here. Look at that, guys. Almost a 3-point landing. That nose bounced up just a hair, but I'll take that for a maiden flight. I'm really happy with that. And let's just taxi this back around and put a nice fresh 4S battery in, and I'll let you guys know what the telemetry is on my radio. Well, actually I can tell you that right now. We're sitting at 3.8 volts per cell, so I think that alarm definitely needs to be turned down. All right, flight number 2, half flaps. Let's take off faster this time. You ready?
Yep.
Here we go.
Oh my gosh, you weren't kidding.
Yeah, that was sweet. I was just going to put those retracts up, and then I'll probably turn safe off really fast in this one. Let's get a nice fast flyby, okay?
Yep.
Full throttle. Into a climb. This is where it gets fun. And snap it. See how it does with the snap anyway. That was pretty nice. It had a little bit of momentum going for it, but not a like crazy roll rate, right? Here we go. Get a nice little tight circle going. We'll get into a climb, roll out of it. This is sweet. This is sweet. The new T-28, and it just looks good too. This is a nice bright blue sky. The sun is catching it good today. It's awesome. I get a nice cool flyby on this pass. We just got to keep our speed up on the banks so we don't wingtip stall, and that's about the only thing to consider when flying this. That is nice, Abby. Very cool. Let's go in for a nice climb. Let's do a Cubanate. That's what we need to do. Roll out of that. Cubanate out here over the hill. Let's just finish it off with an extra one. I'll fly inverted out of this. Nope, no, I'm not going to. My phone was buzzing and it kind of made me nervous. I'll roll into an inverted pass and see how it holds upside down. Just feel a little bit more comfortable going roll and then hold the inverted here. You know, the style, because this is a trainer, this type of wing design doesn't like to stay upside down. So for a warbird, you know, it's not one of the best inverted planes to fly around, but we'll get a nice full circuit in, keep my throttle up. I don't want to stall out of that. And I do have to input maybe like 30 to 40%, I might be exaggerating, maybe 20% elevator. So I've got to hold it to maintain that inverted pass. That's got to be one of the coolest things to see coming in head on, right? I love that wing design when you see that kind of V shape head on. We'll get another one coming in this way because that was too close. But this like silhouette of this airplane, when you see the engine and the prop coming toward you, and you've got that wing shape, it's kind of like a V a little bit, you know, very flat V, but you see what I'm talking about? It's not just a flat wing. Really cool on the T-28. What a pretty plane. Very, very awesome. I'm just having a good time flying this. This is for a good, you know, it's a good maiden flight, I gotta say. Nice slow pass over the runway. The wind is picking up, but it sounds good too. Okay, great couple of flights. It flies extremely good on 3S and 4S, but of course I prefer 4S. Guys, this plane has a 70 amp ESC, which makes me think you could probably almost fly a 5S on this plane if you really wanted to. Let's do a little rudder input on this bank. I mean, I've been doing a lot of rudder input, just not calling it out. And we're gonna go full flaps again with this really strong, I have to say we're probably getting at least a solid 10-mile-an-hour headwind there to help me land. I can almost bring this thing in like a hover, and a little elevator input there when we bring it in. That's a great couple of flights for maiden, the brand new T-28 1.2 meter with full telemetry. I love, can you see on the wing, the prop tips? Can you see the paint on it? White, orange, white. I can anyway. It's probably hard to see on the camera, but it's there. And I like the teeth on the front of that plane. Guys, this was basically what everybody wanted out of that yellow T-28, but it's got the flaps and the retracts, and it just looks great in the air. Give you guys a nice little retract preview here. Simple, but it definitely gets the job done. This is a great airplane. Anybody that's after basically the most advanced T-28 that's on the market, this is it. I know that they recommend it for an intermediate to advanced pilot, and I think they're doing that because they have better beginner options out there available. You know, 10 years ago, this would have been the best beginner plane on the market because of safe, but because there's even better beginner and more budget-friendly airplanes out there available to beginners, this is now a more intermediate style of airplane because you want to kind of know what you're doing, at least on landings, so you're not rough on that landing gear. Whereas opposed to the yellow T-28 that they have, those aren't retractable landing gear, they're just down all the time on wire gear. So even Abby and I have both experienced rough landings on that airplane. It just kind of bounces out of it. This one would be a little less forgiving. So also because that yellow one doesn't have flaps, it helps keep the cost down, which is obviously more beginner friendly. And I have to say, if you're looking for a beginner T-28, that yellow one stands out a little bit more than this one just because of the color alone. That yellow is so easy to see in the sky. Not that this isn't easy to see. This is actually why they painted it in this scheme for a trainer plane for pilots learning to fly, because it's very easy to see. I love it. If you like that classic with a little bit of a spin on the T-28 with all the bells and whistles you could ever ask for in a good compactable size, I'm just excited about this airplane. If it's in the car trunk in one piece, then this is the plane for you. Now, if you do want to take that wing off, it's held on with 4 bolts. It does come off, and you've got a few wires to feed through the fuselage, but luckily they kind of outdid themselves on the putting together of this airplane. It's not hard to feed those wires through the fuselage. There is actually a very good sized hole right here that all those wires came through very easily. I could probably put like a silver dollar through that hole. It wasn't like some airplanes are very hard to just, you have to almost like a thread, you know, what do they say, threading a needle, you know, it's not like that. This was really easy to, I mean, that's why it went together so fast. Now, I was talking a lot about beginner pilots, and though this isn't necessarily a beginner airplane, I highly encourage anyone and everyone, whether you're a beginner or an advanced or intermediate pilot, to fly with AMA. It's the Academy of Model Aeronautics. We always have it in our pocket when we fly, and it's an insurance program for those of us that do fly RC planes, helicopters, and even cars, trucks, and boats, believe it or not. They insure everything RC. We'll have them linked in the description box below where you can learn more about the Academy of Model Aeronautics. Guys, this was such a great maiden flight. It was amazing to get out here with these blue skies and fly the brand new Trojan that caught me off guard. I was expecting that yellow one to be a little bit more improved with like a upgraded, you know, telemetry or something, but this just made me, my jaw hit the floor when I opened it and I saw that it was this. I was so happy. So it's pretty exciting news. It was unexpected and just a great day to share this experience with you guys, and for that I thank God. I also want to say a massive thanks to our Patreon supporters because we could not do what we do without you. We'll have the very talked about in this video yellow T-28, probably Abby flying that one, popping up right about now. Thanks for watching. See you there.
Bye.